Hello everyone, this is April, the artist behind InvokeArtSense. Today I bring you a new box. This is Marker Universe and they come every month. There's not a subscription, but if you want their marker box of the month, you just have to order for that month unless they are out of stock. But I think for the March box, I couldn't get it because they were out of stock. But I got it on time, or I got the email for this box, and I ordered it as soon as it was available. And I get a little bit late, but it's still April, so I guess I'm not really late. So let's get started. So they always come with this. I think this box has been in existence since January, and so this is their maybe fourth box, and they always come with this like little sticker, and it has a different color each time. So it's yellow, so I don't know if this means that the contents of the markers will have a yellow theme, but we'll find out. And it has like a UFO with an alien on top, and on the bottom a ray of light with markers. That's pretty cool. And the box is very similar to, I guess, the Sketchbox box, but it's a little bit smaller than Sketchbox's box. And I like this box because this came in like not a box, but it was in a envelope, like a bubble envelope packaging. And they also gave me this free adhesive that I will probably never use, but I guess that's a good thing. They gave you something free along with your purchase. I paid $30 for this box, but they had a 25% off thing going on for that time. I think a lot of places did because of this COVID situation going on. So I got like $7.50 off of the price, and they charged me $8.25 for the shipping. But I could have, I'm stupid for not doing it, but I could have actually paid, like, I think it was, if you spent more than $49 you would have got free shipping. But I could have, like, you know, paid only $38 because I would have not paid shipping, but I didn't think about that when I actually made the purchase. But there's not really a lot I want on that website anyways. Yes, it would have been nice. It would have been only $38, whereas I paid $30.75. But anywho's, it's spilt milk now. You can't change it. But still, it was a good price. I didn't pay any shipping. Basically, it's $30. Okay, so April's blind box is here. So this is challenge is to create using only what is provided in the box. And it says you can use some or all of the items, but try not to use anything else. And after you make your art with this, hashtag #MooBlindBox to share your work. And pro tip, swatch and test these water-based products. So they're going to be water-based. And then this is a sticker, markeruniverse.com. Nice but simple. And I like that this is black. Other subscription boxes usually have like white or other light colors, maybe white. I'm gonna save this box. It just is so nice. Okay, what do we have? Nicely packaged. Ooh, lots of markers. Let me just grab all of these. We got a lot of goodies here. First off, I see this brush H2O. I have a lot of those. Well, I have two that I bought in Korea. Mine, I have a smaller version, and maybe I have, this is the same size as this one. I never really got the hang of using this kind of brush, but I could try again. I will. It just has to take, you have to adjust the water. You know, there's maybe pressure, light pressure. But we'll see. Okay, so at first glance, I love what I got because I already used these Deco brush markers. I got the sketch box this month too, and I used their Deco brush, and this is a metallic permanent marker. In the previous sketch box, I got this Deco brush marker that was red gold, so it's like a paint marker. And I am so happy to get a purple one. Purple is like my vibe. I love purple. And we're going to test that out pretty soon. And then we have a Graph O twin tip water-based marker. It looks like Tombow markers that I got in the sketch box. Lots of cool stuff. So it looks like I have 3. Oh, let's see. No, 3. I have 3 of these Grapho markers, or twin tip markers. Brush tip on one end and a fine nib. I think the Tombow is just a bullet. So these are different from the Tombows because they have, I like that. You can use it for your line art too. We got 3 colors. Do they list the colors on here? Cajou. Oh, okay, yes. This is Cajou. I don't know what kind of color that is, but it looks like a tan color. Warm gray. And Cappuccino. And I'm drinking a cappuccino right now. Perfect. This is an Art and Graphic Twin Zig. It's a water-based dye ink. Got a fine nib on a bullet. It's longer than the Tombow bullet nibs. A little bit finer too. And a brush nib, and a little bit fatter. A little bit fatter than these other graphic ones. And then something I already have many of, a white jelly roll Sakura white jelly roll pen. And something I'm super excited about having, graphic brush liner. So on the back and the front you can see the illustrations, and these are skin tones. I think they used all of these colors in these illustrations. Water-based pigmented ink, soft and flexible brush nib, acid free, photo safe, light fast, waterproof, and eraser resistant. Sounds good to me. User error. I don't think they want me to open this. How? Wait, there's stickers on, there's something on the sides. Wow. This is, they made it very, hard to open. A little bit sad I lost the lion illustration. Oh, I think that they did not design this sticker very well. It just should have been less hard. It should have been not as hard to open this, but it's open now. We have 4 colors. So I'm really happy that they are light fast because most markers aren't. Even like Copic markers, they're not, they're professional, but they're not light fast. So we have graphic. So these were Grapho, and these are Graphite. And they are made in Japan. And they are brush nibs, and they are just finer, like calligraphy markers. Water-based. We have Ochre Light, Ochre Medium, Ochre Dark, and Brown. So we have a wide range of skin tones that we can use these for. And so they did also include how to use and store your Deco brush markers. Oh, something I didn't know. Always keep Deco brush markers in a horizontal position. I was keeping them vertical. We'll be correcting that error. I thought paint markers you can store vertically. Because my other, like my Posca pens, I've been storing vertically. If you were on a plane, it says do not use these markers during the flight. I guess they would explode from the cabin pressure. But you could, store them, properly, as long as they're sealed in your luggage. And they contain 2.4 ml of non-toxic paint based on metallic pigments. So that this purple is a metallic violet. Liquid ink technology was used, opposed to traditional technology, and is permanent, light resistant, and waterproof on surfaces such as water, wood, ceramic, glass, metal, and plastics. Just like Posca pens, and I don't know if Posca pens are light fast. And it says it will not fade for many years. Ideal for calligraphy and ornamentation, which is what was used, what I've seen it used often. Okay, so this is Brush Marker Pro. How to use Brush Marker Pro. I wonder if it says with these, do I have to store them horizontally? Okay, these also have 2.4 ml of paint. So I didn't know they were paint also produced in liquid ink technology. The tip facing up. So Brush Marker Pros should be stored vertically. Do not keep brush maker, they spelled that wrong, exposed to intense sunlight or excessive temperatures. And in case of air travel, make sure the markers are tightly closed. Do not use them during the flight. And if the tip dries out from keeping them open for too long, the markers should be closed and put away with the tip directed downwards for about an hour. Okay, so store these Deco brush markers horizontally, and your Brush Marker Pros. Wait a minute. I didn't get any Brush Marker Pros in this box. I will include the value, or I will see what the values of all these markers are. But I paid $30, one set of skin tone markers, and we'll see. I'm probably not going to do this again because I don't know. I do like subscription boxes, and I'm going to, from now on, I'm going to probably stick with just Upcrate and Smart Art Box. But for a while, I'll probably only end up doing Smart Art Box because Upcrate, even though I paid for it, cannot ship because of this COVID situation. I got an email from them saying that the United States is on, I guess, a ban on a shipping. Or the shipping is delayed for some reason. Well, because of that. So, no Upcrate. I don't know when I'm going to get the April box for Upcrate. but for many countries, shipping is not allowed. So even in my Etsy store, I will not be shipping anywhere but the United States. I hope that this COVID situation gets better because it is hurting many people. I mean, the subscription box is a minor problem compared to the big picture. But for the Marker Universe box, I will include my final thoughts of this box later as I get to using them and research what I got. But for now, let's get started. So there's no prompt for this box. So I'm just going to use these markers on something that I already created, a work of that I want to use these markers on. I have this it's a coloring page that I created. It's on Etsy. It's only $1.20, and she is titled Halfling, and I'm going to use these markers on this cardstock. I don't think I need to print this out on watercolor paper, but we'll see. If this cardstock doesn't work very well with these markers, I'll switch to watercolor paper because I can print this on watercolor paper as well. I just think that I just don't know for sure yet. Maybe cardstock will work for just fine. If it doesn't, I'll switch over to watercolor paper. And this is an instant download, so it doesn't matter where you live. You can download this and it'll come as a PDF and PNG and print it out yourself on watercolor paper, cardstock, whatever your heart desires, and color it any way you desire. So I looked at Marker Universe online, and they are based in, I believe, New York. There's a US number, so I think that they are good. If you live in the United States, you should be able to get this package for their next box. But they do have a message on their website. They still have free shipping for orders over $49.99. But with the COVID situation, they are experiencing delays from manufacturers and suppliers and shipping companies, which is understandable. And so there should be like 7 to 10 days to process. So in this situation, I probably will hold off on ordering any subscription boxes besides Smart Art Box. And until everything smooths out, and I don't know how long that will take, I'm just going to create my own art. That's what I want to do anyways. You know, I want to just create with the supplies I already have, which I'm going to work extensively in watercolor from now on, or the majority of my work will be watercolor, and I'm going to be creating my coloring book and spending the time doing that. But for now, I don't know why I'm doing cardstock, because I printed out my work in cardstock already. I just want to see if these work on cardstock. If not, I will move on to mixed media paper or watercolor paper. This was valued at $7.58 on Marker Universe, but I couldn't find it anywhere else. Maybe they're about $2 each individually, and they're made in Japan, but I think that the company is based in France. Okay, cardstock is not going to work. I'm going to have to cut my mixed media paper, and I think I'm gonna cut my mixed media paper out to 8.5 by 11 and print my line art on that. I used mixed media paper in the end. As you saw, the cardstock I really wanted to use, I wanted to really see if it could handle this, but it really can't. So if you really want to use these kinds of mediums, these markers, water-based markers, it's best to just print it out on mixed media paper because it has vellum surface. It really does need that surface to not rip up the paper. It started to rip up the cardstock already with just the graphic markers, so I didn't really have any hope for the rest of them. And watercolor paper could work, but it really, in my experience, it didn't work very well with layering, so I didn't go with that method. It's your preference on what kind of paper you want to use, but always try to use the best paper possible for what medium you're using. I used my cutting mat that you see, the green one, and I cut it to 8.5 by 11, and the leftover I used for my swatches. And as you saw, I wrote down which areas I wanted like the colors to be. So I do plan out my colors ahead of time, because I think that's better to have an idea of what things will look like in the end instead of just going in blind. But I did change some things because some things don't always work out, but that's what I do in my process. And the watercolor effect that I'm doing, I make it using, like, I forgot completely to use the other brush, but it's something that I'm not very comfortable with using anyways, but it wasn't done on purpose. I just simply put it away and then I completely forgot about it. But anyways, this girl has like a dress, and she has the long hair, and she's got a unicorn, a little one, in the corner, and she's a unicorn. I consider her to be a halfling because of her ears, and maybe there's a mystery in her gaze because she's looking at that little unicorn, and the unicorn is going to land in her hand. And the colors they gave me were really perfect to be this dreamy, whimsical effect. It really gives her that look. And there's a lot of skin tones in this set. I mean, a lot. I would think maybe too much. So, I always say so. I need to stop saying so. The skin tone pack for graphic I used for the hair because I wanted her hair to be like brownish, brown blonde. And her skin tone I used they're called Grapho. I used the Grapho markers, the twin markers, for a skin tone. There's two colors for those, and one's like this reddish skin tone color, but it's almost not a skin tone, which I use for the braid in her hair too. And the other one is a dark tan skin tone. So I wanted her to be darker in her skin tone, not very light at all. But I did end up thinking maybe I should have made her have a light skin tone but darker hair, because later there wasn't enough contrast because her hair and her skin tone was about the same, tone. That's why I added the gray to make her hair darker than her skin tone. But if I had made her skin tone light and her hair darker, more brown, it would have been better, I think. But sometimes things don't always work as planned, but they still look good. I'm still happy with the results. I created this drawing last year, and she was the first of my start of my YouTube videos, and I was really proud of her because I had just started getting better at doing figurative art, and I'm much better, I think, now. But I'll let you decide on that. I'll pop in the original right here and take a look at that and see what you think about the first one I did. I guess this is considered two challenges because it's Marker Universe and a redraw from last year. Because of the medium used, I had to actually reline this, otherwise it would look not very good. So I used my Kokoro Calligraphy Pen. I got it from a Zen Pop box. It's perfect for lining, but it's not waterproof, so you always have to use it after you're done. But if you do print this out yourself and it's not waterproof, like you don't take it to your local printing shop to make the ink waterproof, then you have to do this after. I like the convenience of being able to print it out on the printer, but in the future I will also be transferring my line art to the mixed media paper using a light box. So if it's watercolor, I'll just have cola erase, like red pencil underneath, and do the lining with just watercolor. Or I will do the line art with some other waterproof liner I have. There is no wrong or right way of doing this coloring process. It all depends on what you want to do, and that's all that matters. This lovely unicorn halfling is available for purchase in my Etsy shop, the original and coloring page. So I hope that you like this video, and I hope to see you in the next exciting video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and goodbye, invokers.